Hey, this is Shellie with Who's Up Hutch, and I'm here today with Denny Stoecklein. Hey, Denny, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. I'm doing awesome. So, what we do here is we start out with just a few simple questions, 6 questions, standard, and just get to learn a little bit about you.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
So we'll start out with our first question. How long have you been in Hutch?
Essentially my whole life. I was born and raised here. Of course, went off to school. After school, lived in Kansas City for about 4 years, and I had the opportunity to come back, and we've been here ever since.
Awesome. So, what's your favorite thing about Hutch?
You know, something that we looked at when we were deciding where we were going to end up was where we wanted to raise our kids and have a family and all that. And as much as we loved it in Kansas City, and as much as we miss it, this is just such a great place. Didn't always have that feeling, you know, growing up here. You don't see it the way you do when you're an adult and when you're married with kids, because I couldn't wait to leave and swore I'd never be back. But
I hear you.
You get a different perspective when you're away.
Exactly.
And there's just so much really that we can do and be involved with and make great friends. It's just a super place to raise kids and have a family.
It is an awesome place.
Yeah.
Glad you think so.
Good.
So what brought you back here and makes you stay here?
You know, what brought us back is I was working in Kansas City. The company I worked for was going through what they called a re-engineering. They said, you'll have a job, we just don't know where you'll be or what you'll be doing. And this was a company that had locations from coast to coast. My wife and I talked and decided we want a little more control over where we end up. And so I started looking around for opportunities and found some things that could work back here in Hutch. And my wife's a Hutch native, so it really just worked out, and we were able to come home about 16 years ago. And really enjoying it. Kids love it. Got a lot of great friends. Schools are great for them, so we're not looking to go anywhere else.
Awesome. So you both have extended family here in Hutch then?
We do. We do. I tell folks that one of the greatest things about living back here is all of our families here.
That is awesome.
One of the worst things about living here is all of our families here. So
yeah, I understand
it works
that.
both ways.
that can be a double-edged sword, can't it?
Far more good than bad, though.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite Hutch memory?
Oh my gosh.
A
That's
few
a
to
tough
choose
one.
from.
Well, this is going to sound a little bit self-serving because of where I work, but I just remember we grew up just a few blocks from the fairgrounds.
Right.
And I still remember every year the first Sunday of the fair. That was our pilgrimage to not just go to the fair, but we had to walk to the fair, which I thought was just brutal. But it still is with me, that trip we would make, the things we would do as a family going to the fair on that first weekend.
All those smells, that's always the thing that gets me about the fairs, all the smells.
Yeah, all the great
Yeah.
food and
The
everything to...
Mono pups and the funnel cakes, all that good
Yeah.
junk. Right. So, if you could change anything at all about Hutch, what would that be and why?
Oh, wow. You know, this is something that I know gets talked about, and I think there's some efforts to do this, but making us a younger, more vibrant community. You can see it coming, but that just gives so much energy when you look at some of the things that have been developed, the Third Thursdays and some of these Explore Hutch activities. It breathes new life into a community, and to keep that momentum going forward in a positive way, I think will pay dividends for all of us.
Absolutely. So, do you have any ideas how to expand on that?
Not off the top of my head, but you know, that's something that I think would be good for all of us. And
Sure.
you know,
So, is there anything about you that I really need to know that I haven't covered yet?
not that you're going to get from me.
Man, I'm going to have to bring your wife in now.
Yeah, potentially. I'm sure it's out there, but
Okay.
I play that close to the vest. So.
Well, I really enjoyed getting to know you tonight, Denny, and thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Likewise, I enjoyed this. Fun.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.